if you're just joining us, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm joined here by Matt Bamonte. We have 3 players remaining in our double elimination Hoaglandia Open here today. We've got 12 copies of 12 copies of Fires of Invention between them, and we are about to head on down into our round 11 match between the two of them. The winner of this match will find our player who started this tournament 8-0 waiting for them in round 12. A random number of people who went 3-2 will get something. We'll get a prize, Grizz. Not every 3-2. I'm just waiting for things to get queued up here, and we'll be in momentarily. Just trying to herd the cats, I mean the Magic players, into the feature match area. I mean, to be fair, Marty, the Fires deck that's waiting in the finals is a Yorion Fires deck.
It is true.
Yorion's been quite impressive in Fires throughout the course of the event.
Yeah, it's definitely been the best companion we've seen. I mean, Karuga's done okay, but Karuga hasn't had as much impact as Yorion has in any of the games that we've watched. So,
you specified bad, fair. All right, we're heading on down into our players here, and let's do it.
All right.
We have Kevin versus Hedon here. We have Hedon on the play, it looks like, here with the Macro Sage. Looks like we'll have a Jeskai Fires beer match here, both on Kruga.
I already know what you're going to say about the hand at the bottom there.
I mean, it's a steeper keeper, Matthew. There's not just one Sphinx, there's 2.
Yeah, man. Fired up. Fired up. Okay. And a decent hand for the Karuga. Oh, they're both Karuga. Golly.
Can't even call him Karuga. We got Kevin up top, and we got Hedon on the bottom.
All right. I'm into it.
So while the deck that is waiting for one of these 2 players in the finals is a Fires deck as well, it is a Yorion 4-color Fires deck as opposed to these Jeskai Cavalier Fires that both of these decks are here.
Yep. Should be a good one here.
Okay, look at this Sphinx. Just stacking the top of that deck up, Matthew. Ye of little faith.
All right, how many black sources are in this deck?
You need to appreciate. I would assume it's the 1 swamp and maybe a triome. They have Fabled Passage technically.
Swamp, 2 triomes. Oh yeah, swamp, 2 triomes, 2 Fabled Passage. All right.
And again, that small amount of black sources there are for Kenrith. Yeah, Kenrith, the Returned King, occasionally reanimating things out of your bin, which is quite excellent.
Yeah, Kenrith is. That's again the unplayable card, and it's actually not even your bin; it's any bin, so it's like quite incredible. It is from anywhere. All right, well, land go, and then all the fun starts here in just a second. It's a fairy. Interesting. That one gets popped by Mystical Dispute, and
Ooh, that's a good observation. There are hound dogs in the sideboard of the Jeskai deck that has the black splash in it.
Yeah, like it's definitely
it's a neat piece of technology because like you don't always need black, right? Because sometimes you have fires.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, but that's like that card. There's 3 of them too, so it's like a card they really want. Hedon does.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so none of the Gyruda decks in this tournament made very deep runs.
Yeah.
But that deck is a thing that exists, and I actually think it kind of is good against these Fires decks a lot of the time.
Yeah, we actually watched that card pull its weight against other decks too, and even against Fires, it's like it's fine as a beatdown card too in like a mirror. I bet it's really great in the mirror.
Yep.
All right, well. I mean, Kenrith on an open board seems pretty appealing.
I think you'd rather just play the Sphinx again.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but I could go either way here.
The mana efficiency of the Kenrith is appealing.
Yeah, I could go either way.
Getting to use all 5 feels like a big deal.
There's your land. There's your 4th land. So
there's the 4th land, and one of these are fires decks, and one of these players has a fires, and the other one does not at the moment.
Yep. Yep.
That's an interesting question, Matthew. What do you think was better during its stint in Standard, Teferi Time Raveler or Reflector Mage?
It's Teferi. I don't think it's particularly close. Like, Reflector Mage was annoying, but like, it shut down one creature for like a turn. Teferi shuts down counter magic like basically the entire game.
I like how you didn't even have to think about that.
It's not.
And Reflector Mage was banned, and Teferi is still here.
Yeah, it's not even close to me.
Yep. Just I agree. I agree that it's not close, to that Teferi is much better.
Well.
Okay, and we see a follow-up Teferi here as opposed to the Sphinx here. And I actually kind of like this play. Like the Teferi gives you an extra draw towards your land for next turn, so that way you can hit your 5th land and then play your Cavalier plus another threat.
That's true. Like if this Kenrith missed an untap land, yeah, I'd say the Teferi gets to stay on the battlefield too.
Yeah, like this is huge. And like if you just like redeploy your Kenrith or your Sphinx next turn, Kevin is going to go like 5th land, Cavalier, Conquers Death, exile your thing, smash you.
Yeah, just crush you. Yeah, that's a big swing. Really like that line.
Yeah, feels pretty over at this point. Like, these Fires decks are just so unforgiving. Like, while they go big, they also close quickly. And, like, you stumble and you're just done. I think we see them thinking about Shark Typhooning here to try and hit that land drop. All the options just kind of suck if you're done.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, as you mentioned here, 5th land going to come rolling off the top. It's going to be, ECD to get rid of Sphinx, Cavalier.
And we see Cavalier Flame here showing why it's kind of okay to have things like Mystic Dispute in your Fires deck, even though they're not good while you have Fires out, because Cavalier Flame gets to, like, churn through those extra cards.
Yep. I wonder if it's better to play Karuga. Nah, probably not this turn.
Nah, I'd just
get the Sphinx out of here.
Yeah, I guess you could. You draw 3 cards. I don't know. I think it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other.
Truly doesn't matter.
I think Kevin has to choose their own adventure book at this point.
Yeah.
Probably bin Fires in Dispute here. Maybe even the Sphinx if you're greedy. I don't think it really matters.
No, I think this is great.
Another Conquer's Death. Sure, sign me up.
Gosh.
For the one big spell you play next turn, I shall exile it and then play a card and kill you.
It's totally fine.
Make your play. And, like, even if they just pass with Shark Typhoon up here, then on the other side of the board, we just see Sphinx, Kruga, Animate kill you.
Yeah, Sphinx, Kruga, Animate, who cares? Wow. People are still talking about Reflector Mage in the chat. I'm thinking about, like, the Reflector Mage decks were, like, 4-color Coco, like, Rally. Like, I would rather play against those decks 1,000% of the time rather than play against this Fires deck.
There was Blue-White Tempo.
Blue-White Tempo,
remember? That was the deck they cited for banning it, right? Like, they were banning Mono Red or something, and they're like, "Oh, this Blue-White deck's going to be too good if we do that."
Yep.
So, like, banned it preemptively.
Rough. Wow, that's a complete beating too.
And then few different lines that lead to lethal here, including Sphinx into Kruga. Sphinx into Kruga. Casual 8th card, draws 5 cards. Not that I need the 5 cards, but it's nice to know that I have them, in my back pocket. Just in case.
Yep. Well. Yeah. Cavalier Flame is a good one. That's a good one.
All right.
Okay. Let's see how different these players' sideboards are. Maybe that's consideration to who's going to win these post-board games.
pretty similar. We got Legion War Bosses on both sides. I haven't played this matchup. Is this a Legion War Boss matchup?
Man,
This is interesting. Okay, so Hedon thinks it's a Legion War Boss matchup.
I would certainly bring it in on the play. Like
I was just about to say, is it a Legion War Boss on the play matchup? That could be very very reasonable.
Yeah, on the play probably. On the draw, I don't feel like getting crushed by Bone Crusher Giants or Clarions if they're going to stay in. I don't think Clarion's staying in, but yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's interesting watching them sideboard back and forth here.
Yep.
And they don't have a lot of chaff like the Orion deck has post board. They're very lean, it looks like. Huh. Huh. There's a time wipe in there? You see how Kevin's boarding here? It's interesting. They've got okay, they're back to the 4 Bone Crushers.
I think you want the Bone Crushers on the draw, right? And again, remember, deckless are heads up for this. They probably expect War Boss to come in on their opponents on the play, right?
Yeah, they cut down to 2 at one point, and then we're like, no, I kind of want I want 3 of these at least. So, huh? Well, these hands are both pretty mopey, but the Sphinx though.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what Kevin's hand is, Matthew. Don't act like you know what the Sphinx of the Good Hand is about to deliver. He's like opening hand Santa Claus, Matthew. He's got a present all wrapped up and ready to go.
Opening hand Santa Claus. We have 1 match left after this, right? All right, well.
All right, scry me a river, baby. Look at all these cards. Look at how
great.
good they are.
Boy.
Look at
Good.
Santa's presents, Matthew.
It's
Kevin's been a good boy this year. Good child.
Must have been.
Such a good person to get so many presents from the opening hand Santa Claus.
This deck is... deck's outrageous. All right. Here we go. All right. Whoa. He's just gonna play first few turns, just kind of developing, doing nothing, and then.
Gosh. Yeah, I'm into the backup Teferi.
Yeah.
Into the backup Teferi.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Stick it, man. Yeah, go nuts.
Yep. See War Boss slide by there. Hedon bringing them in while they're on the play.
Yep.
Teferi gets to come down and lock out this dispute, but notably not drawing a card because Nar sits around and she's got her static decks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little annoying. I mean, it's going to be, Planeswalker v. Planeswalker battle here for a while, and this Narset actually is going to do some work, I think.
You love to see it, Matthew.
Oh boy, fires come rolling right off the top.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah, and you get to Narset and probably draw a card and kick their Teferi by discarding the Mystic Dispute.
Yeah, just crunch it.
Discarding the Mystic Dispute's like a total free roll here.
Yeah.
Especially when you got 2 of them.
One?
Yep,
Okay,
that one.
Get out of here.
Ka-cha!
Yeah, it's fine. It's a super sweet application of that card, yeah. All right. Fires for everyone. Is that their 4th land or 5th? 4th land, right? Okay.
Do you loot here? Or do you start with Kruger? You probably start with Kruger and draw 3.
Got a Kruger to draw 3 and hope.
You could Kruger and like hit a Cavalier, right?
Yeah.
If you Teferi first, you get to Kruger and draw 4 cards.
I would say I don't hate Tef either. Like, gosh.
Whee!
This is so many cards.
It is a lot. I love when my 8th card draws me 4 cards, Matthew. The old freebie in my starting hand picks me up a couple of toys.
Man, oh man.
And wow, so you get to do this. You get to like bend the Sphinx, kick their Sphinx.
Yep.
And then you can like Teferi bounce their fires.
I think I'm into that.
That lets them Teferi bounce your fires next turn, but if they Teferi bounce your fires, you can then Mystic Dispute things.
Yeah, exactly.
We see a pause here because we're not quite sure if we want to kill the Teferi or the Sphinx. I think it's right to kill the Sphinx.
I agree with you.
Pretty unlucky. Has to discard a card to hand size.
Yeah, rude.
Very unfortunate.
Kenrith their own. Okay. This doesn't do anything though. Let's see. Well, they can knock down your Planeswalker here though.
Yep. Yeah, they can Teferi bounce Kruger.
That seems rough though.
Well, they can Fires Cavaliers first. They can like Fires Cavaliers, Teferi bounce Kruger, kill a Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it doesn't seem good.
Yeah.
Narset stopping both Teferi from drawing and the Cavalier from drawing is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm with you. I guess. That's tough. Like, how do you ever deal with this Kruger that just drew 4 cards? By playing your own, I suppose.
I mean, kinda. Play versus the draw was huge here, right? Like,
yes.
both players got to, like, execute their game plans how they want to execute them,
Yep.
but Hedon was on the play and was kind of able to snowball with these Planeswalkers especially, kind of run away with things.
Just, like, bouncing this fire doesn't even do anything. You don't get to draw a card. They're just going to stick it again. Like, who cares?
You just, like, double stomp their face here since you have mana?
I would certainly double stomp.
Like you're not stopping anything else, right? You might as well cast them?
Yeah.
Love it.
Like,
yeah. Take that and blast the dome.
Sure.
Whatcha!
Fire them up, man.
Get them.
2 for you. And 2 for you, too.
Yeah, sure. Save one of them.
Or whatever.
Who cares?
Just doesn't matter. Man, fires Kenny and Cavalier. Gosh. There's just so much.
There's no way. Honestly, there's no way you play Cavalier here. You could fires into Cavalier.
Come on, like what? Yeah.
It's been a long day. These players, we've been live on stream here for 10 hours and 10 minutes almost, and these players have been playing Magic for almost that long as well. Matt and I just have to mumble about Magic. These folks actually have to think about their plays. We just get to sit here and criticize them.
Yeah, it's really great. Okay. I think this is happening. I think they've hovered on this for very long enough.
We're casting a spell? No, stop it. You don't pay mana for your spells. There's only one spell you pay mana for.
I feel like it's happening.
So are we just like bouncing their fires then? Is that what we're doing?
Which color are those triomes right there? Do you know?
Those are Jeskai triomes.
Okay.
I think like if you're playing Teferi, you're only bouncing the fires, right? Because like the plan here is now you want to Mystic Dispute their fires on the way back down. I think this line is fine. I think this is fine.
Oh wait, so that Fable Passage can get the swamp. So I'm thinking they can like offer. I was thinking they could offer Karuga to block, and they can reanimate it with the Kenrith next turn.
Okay.
So like something's up though, right? Like you got to think if you're the player on the top there, or Kevin, you like why would they not play fires here?
Yep. And I mean, like, and the only answer is Mystic Dispute, right?
That's literally the only answer.
So you basically just decide what you want countered and how. And I like the 6 lands here with the Time Raveler.
Yep.
It's like you get to tap them off. Hedon getting pretty punished for their kind of cheeky line, honestly.
Yep. I think it was a swamp here. And like I'm pretty sure like this card's not getting any better. Might as well tap him out, right? Yeah, might as well tap him out. And they can't assault your planeswalkers anymore though.
Yep. And if they get tapped out here, you can't give trample to Kenrith. Well, they could bounce.
They could bounce it.
They could bounce Kruga.
But again, we talked about how miserable that seems. So like,
I guess, but like, I mean, they could maybe tempo them out at this plan, right? And like, and I feel like Hedon gave up their board advantage when they played the Teferi. They like took a turn off of adding fat things to the table, and they didn't need to.
It's a tough ask for. Oh, wow, wait.
I cannot believe we did not just kill a Planeswalker. I feel like.
This game's over the other way now.
Like, I feel like it could have been close. I feel like it was close if we bounced the Kruga. I don't know. It's tough. The dynamic of only being able to play 2 spells per turn and the Teferi's... The dynamic of only playing 2 spells per turn makes the downtick from the Teferi really powerful in these matchups.
Yeah, that's certainly fair.
This is a tough choice, too, because, like, you don't really have cards you want to discard to Cavalier.
Yeah, I'm probably...
So, like, do you just play Kenrith?
I think you stick Kenny in, like...
And smash him?
A smash, yeah. You gotta go after Teferi. It's either that or, like... The other line is you can play Teferi, bounce their Kenrith, and, like... You know, they get to play 1 extra card there for the turn, too. So, I don't know. It's close, though.
Yeah. I like the shock there. The shock's a free. It looks like we're playing defense.
Yep.
Or maybe we're gonna offer Kruga for Teferi.
I would certainly do that.
Love it. Take your choice. Lose whichever card you like least.
Again, you get to reanimate Kruga if they block, and if they don't block, you kill Teferi. So it's like all upside.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. See where they end up here. Looks like it's gonna eat Teferi.
Yeah. The kind of quiet hero of this board for Hedon is Narset.
Yeah. Narset not letting them draw a bunch of cards is big time. Again, like with Kruga as well, like it's on board, so like it's in their hand. It's another. You mentioned like the companions. You know they're coming, so you can kind of alter your game plan around that card.
Yep. It's not a do I play around this if they have it. It's staring me right in the face. I know I need to adjust and adapt accordingly.
Yep. I suppose. Man, that's rough. Giving up your Cavalier for like pretty minimal value is rough. All right. So you get to punch down one of these walkers.
For free, yeah, because we got a flying threat here.
Yeah.
I can't remember probably the Narset, because the Teferi...
Yeah.
The Teferi's not bouncing anything next turn, and you would like to draw cards with Kruga at some point, potentially.
Yep. I can't remember if there's creatures in Hedon's graveyard or not, but...
There can be once the Cavalier discards them.
That's also
That's
also so
you get to Cavaliers, bin the Sphinx, and then bring the Sphinx back. Yeah.
Are they dead?
I think they might be.
I think they're actually dead to that line, as a matter of fact.
Because they get to cast the Bone Crusher Giant 2 as their second spell. And like we see this kind of like reanimator plan, again talking about how it's hard to get ahead, breaking that parity of how many big things Hedon is able to get into play for.
They're dead. They're so dead. Holy God.
That was great. Yeah, love it. Love this kind of cheeky, like, black pseudo splash out of Hedon's list, looking really slick here.
Good God. Yeah, the black splash I saw, and I've seen it a couple times, and it is so good.
I really like the dog out of the sideboard too for the Gyruda and what's it called matchups? Gyruda and
oh man, this is not even real life.
All right, and now remember that was the easy game, right? The games you are on the play are supposed to be easy. So let's see.
Yeah.
Does look at that. We hit to the sideboard. Legion War Bosses are instantly out. Does Kevin do the same and put theirs in? Is the question.
I would say you got to do it. After watching that game, there's no way I wouldn't. That was sick.
All right, doesn't look like Kevin's reaching for the War Bosses.
I'm gonna stick with the same game plan. I didn't like it.
I think it was fine. I think if you're on the play, it's fine.
I just don't know that I would ever give up. Like the 4 War Bosses seem so strong. I don't know where you cut. Like the disputes, you could probably cut like one of those. Maybe I don't know. Time Wipe seems suspect to me. Like I feel like once you're ready to Time Wipe, you're already dead.
Yep. Yeah. That could be fair. I don't know. Like we talk about breaking the symmetry of someone getting ahead or not, but like the fact that all these things have haste makes the sorcery speed wipe a lot less impressive.
Yeah.
Oh no. Does Santa Sphinx have a chance? I don't think Santa Sphinx can save this one, Maddie. Kevin disagrees. Kevin believes in the Sphinx. They are all in on Papa Good Hands.
It's a bad hand. This is still a bad hand.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Matthew mulligans more than anybody I have ever met. When they introduced the London Mulligan, it was Christmas for Matthew because he was like, I love to mulligan, and now it doesn't suck as much.
Yeah, this is a bad hand. All right. Yeah, I play a lot of Dredge, so like...
And we see...
And there's a Shatter?
We see Shatter on the other side too, so both, I don't know, how much Jeskai players you played? Because both these players seem pretty confident they want their sweepers in, Matt.
Well, I think on the draw, like the Shatter is probably fine. Because you're expecting your opponent probably to bring in the War Bosses. You have to have a catch-up mechanic.
And we see here Hedon respecting the potential of War Boss out of Kevin's here. And as opposed to playing their second tap land and guaranteeing their 3-drop the following turn, they held up Stomp.
That's what I'm thinking is like that's why the Shatter's in. Man, that's a hard sell for me to leave Time Wipe in. All right, well, gosh, if this gets wow, nice rip, good rip.
Yep, untapped land is reasonable. Who do you love the least, Hedon? Send them to the dispute.
I think it's Teferi. Like, we watched how good Narset was.
Yeah, that's true. The problem is, while Narset was very good, Teferi is able to impact the board, which is a very big deal.
That's true.
I think we might, again, just kind of see a runaway on Kevin's part here. Not only are they on the play, but they have access to fires.
Yeah, they have fires again, and they have the fires Sphinx turns. Those are, like, the best ones. It's one of the reasons, I think it was PV who started playing Sphinx in the deck first.
Yep. Having a meaningful thing to do with your fires on turn 4 is a big deal.
Yep. All right, well. Fires into Sphinx here, I assume, is going to be the line.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Wow.
And we have Shatter as a catch-up mechanic.
Yeah.
Now, the Kruga is going to get to draw a bunch of cards, so the Shatter's not really card advantage so much as it is just board parity.
Yeah. This is a tough cat and mouse here, too.
I mean, there's the 5th land guaranteed. So, like, Hedon's going to be set up here to go, like, fires into Shatter into double Cavalier the following turn.
Yeah, they're actually in pretty good shape.
On Kevin's side, I expect to see fires into Kruga draw to kill the Teferi.
Yeah, I assume that's going to be that's the heads-up line here.
Decide they would like to keep another Sphinx here on top of their deck.
Yep. It's decent insurance. Yeah, the Shatter is going to be really good. Again, I mentioned the Shatter on the draw. I think I'm into on the play. This Time Wipe is no good, but man, this is going to be okay.
Okay, and holding, trying to get a little bit of value out of this Kruger, maybe a little bit greedy.
Down to 10.
And like normally 10's a pretty scary number here, but there's no haste in sight on Kevin's side of the board.
Yeah. This is funny. So Tef can make this Shatter at instant speed.
Yep.
I don't.
That's an interesting thought. Huh. So you give up your fires for a turn to instant speed it? Apparently. And we know there's a card on top. But like, so the problem with this is, I guess this plays around them having a haste creature, and that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, Hedon doesn't know that there's no haste on Kevin's side of the board like we do, right? So like, if you have all the information, Hedon like snap, fires, shatter, go.
Yep.
But because they don't know, it's honestly very correct, their line here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. It's going to save you some points, and they got to hope. They got to hope that they can get around a couple more spells here, but Hedon has all the tools. It's just, are you going to live long enough to deploy them all? Yep. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Two top. That's scary. So there's a Sphinx, and then there's a Teferi underneath that.
Yeah, okay. and I think because of how Hedon's line, and again I think Hedon's line is correct with the information that they have. I think they're actually going to end up behind here. So we have Shatter that lets them draw a card, and now Kevin's going to get to go Sphinx into Kruger.
Kruger, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
It's definitely a tough one. Draw 2. Okay. Well.
Yep.
This one's interesting.
Yeah, I think we're done here. That's tough.
Yeah, that Shatter line was great, but it just feels really bad now after getting the max punish on it.
Yep.
Gosh.
I guess you could Teferi bounce, but that's just like treading water, right?
Doesn't do a lot.
Yep. So like, what's your hope? You're going to 1 here after they kill your Kruger. You're like 1, you have to hope they don't peel a Cavalier to kill you or a Kenrith to kill you. Yeah. And then like you have to hope to draw one of your other sweepers.
Yes, sweeper. Narset is okay, but not great. Yeah, there's not.
Yep.
Another fire is bad. All right. And they left these both on top, right? So, and actually they just drew that Teferi was the second card on top.
Looking for a Haster here to try and end the game.
I'd say there's no way you want the second Teferi.
And you have an untapped land here, so you can go dig in. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Scry Me River, baby. You got a bunch of lethal draws.
Yeah, even a Bone Crusher Giant is lethal.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely dig here. So we get a draw step, we get a Teferi look, so we get 2 more looks at lethal things.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. All right, well. It's not the one you're looking for. Tef bounces there. Kruger. I guess you could. I don't know. I still think this is fine.
Yep.
So they're thinking about what to do with Tef. Looks like all right, so they're bouncing the fires here, which is interesting to me. Bouncing the fires,
feels loose because like they could have like Mystic Dispute or something then to interact with you. You know what's actually kind of interesting? Something are neither of these players on? Are there Aether? How many Aether Gusts are there in this match?
that's a good question. I thought there might have only been 2 on one of the sides, but I could be wrong.
I think there's 0 Aether Gusts in these lists.
Yeah, there's still Teferi on each side of the table, so like.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So here comes Banishing Light for Kruga. Go to 1.
Yep. And then you have to.
Gosh.
Okay, I mean, like the Teferi takes something off the board, it gives you the Kruger back. So like you're on sweeper, or bust now.
Does that do anything?
That means we're not dead on board, so we can go. We actually could be in an okay spot. We get to go land into Bone Crusher Giant, into Narset, kick the Sphinx, and then Bone Crusher Giant tangos with Macro Sage.
Yeah.
Although I guess that could be sketchy because I guess you Teferi bounce. You could Teferi bounce the Sphinx, Narset kick the Macro Sage, I think is the line.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That cleans the board up and leaves you 2 Planeswalkers.
What are we doing here?
There's a lot of permutations here.
Or
I actually feel like casting fires is wrong. I think they're supposed to do 2 things that impact the board.
yeah, I think so too. It's like the only way you win. I mean, you're at 5, so. Yeah. It's a tough line, but if you fires, what are you hoping for here then?
I have no idea.
I like this Tef line. Bounce the Sphinx. I mean, you could bounce Banishing like 2, I suppose. And oh my.
Well, that's a good one.
I suppose that's good.
And we're done. None of the decisions mattered. Well, you know. All right. So, Jeskai Fires appears to win the mirror 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Which is data that we should take into account when we.
Okay.
There she blows. All right, and we're gonna be rolling on into our finals here. We're gonna have Kevin against. The usernames are different in different places. I think it's Ken. I think the person's name is Ken, but their arena name is something different. Four color Yorion versus Jeskai Kruger Fires is going to be our finals here in just a moment. We're going to get things. Take a second to get things set up for that. Don't go anywhere. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
Back in just a few words from our sponsor.
We assure you we are open. CoolStuffInc.com